You don't end up at Sun temples by accident. You hear things. Whispers about a ruined sanctuary where the gods still sleep with one eye open. Hindu roots. Vietnamese soil. A patchwork of shrines stitched together by time, belief, and the refusal to forget. The bricks don't match. The towers lean. Some stones feel ancient, others feel misplaced. Like this place was assembled in a trance, piece by piece, by people sculpting silence into form, just to see if it would answer back. And then there's the stone, the one they call lucky. Set low and smooth, just off the main path. Locals say it hums if you press your palm to it with a clear mind. I didn't hear anything, but I felt it, like a low-voltage memory pressing back, as if something remembered me. They've made it easy to get to the gods. Smooth roads, tourist vans, bottled water in the cup holders. It's a pilgrimage now, pre-packaged and air-conditioned. But the sacred doesn't care about asphalt. It hums underneath, waiting. And the closer we got, the more the jungle started leaning in. Not menacing, just curious. By the time we reached the gate, everything felt rehearsed. Tickets, guides, a smiling photo op. But something behind the signage was still twitching, old and unamused. They loaded us into a cart. Electric, silent, reverent in its own strange way. No one talked. Not because of awe, because the air had changed. As we took to the jungle by foot, the first tower broke through the trees, wounded, watching, like it knew what we paid to feel, and was deciding if we were worth it. Area 1, the main cluster. They say it's the most complete, but it still looks like it lost a fight with time, and didn't care to win. We were the first ones in. No tourist stampede, just us. A humble silence and the crunching sounds of shoes on centuries of rubble. This place is a patchwork, not just in layout, but in spirit. Different cultures, different empires, stitched together by conviction and maybe a few bribes to the gods. Some rooms felt hollow and cool, like the echo of a forgotten prayer. Others pressed in, thick, breathless, like something unsaid was still hanging in the air. Communal, solitude. Each chamber tuned to its own frequency. The broken statues weren't tossed aside. They were gathered, collected, almost mourned, inside two of the better preserved halls. Headless gods, eroded guardians, still radiating purpose. The lucky stone lingered low beside the wall, not hidden, just waiting to be noticed by the right kind of eyes. The stone was marked, a faint human figure, robed or cloaked, worn smooth with time. When he touched it, he didn't feel warmth. He felt signal, like a transmission buried in stone, still pulsing centuries later, waiting for someone curious or foolish enough to reach back.
Not from war, but from worship.
Nearby, the water catchers. Ancient stone gutters, intricate basins. Nobody explained them, not really. Said they collected rain. But that much effort? That much detail? Maybe they were harvesting more than water. Whatever ran through this place, it wasn't for show. These sculptures weren't built to impress. They were built to channel something, store it, and hold it in place. The well-worn path led us to Area 2. Here, the temples didn't feel built. they felt arranged. Like someone had tried to reassemble a dream using broken pieces of a broken puzzle. There were pillars still standing, not supporting anything, just waiting. Ghost of a temple no one remembered how to finish. Another basin. Another forgotten ritual. Wide, worn, and waiting. Not just for rain, for memory. For whatever used to flow through this place before time dried it up. At the center, a massive block. Different stone, an altar of sorts. Not from here. Brought in, they say, by elephants and determination, and carved with faith. The stacking of bricks was patchwork, layer after layer, different materials, different intentions. Like each generation kept asking the same question with new bricks, and scattered all around the forgotten stones, tossed into courtyards, inscribed, cracked, half buried, like letters from a god who never learned to spell. This next temple wasn't the end of the road, not technically, but it felt like a finale. Tucked off to the side, standing apart like it didn't want to be associated with the others. The carvings went sideways. Dragon faces with no dignity. Eyes too big, teeth too sharp. Smiling, mocking, hard to say. It didn't fit the previous vibe. Then came the monkeys, one at each corner, carved like they knew something you didn't. Something you wouldn't want to know. Big teeth, strange posture. Were they smiling? And how in God's name did they get those perfect teeth? It felt like a temple built during a fever. Not holy, not hostile, just confused. Like a memory of devotion held by someone who never believed in the first place. Past the marsh, the path thinned. No more grand shrines. Just a squat little building. Half storage, half mystery, with a basin sitting next to it, like a forgotten offering bowl. The base of a Ganesha statue stood out front. But the god was gone. Just the pedestal now, holding nothing. No Ganesha. Just the base where he used to stand. Strange how even absence can anchor a space. And make you feel like you've arrived too late for something important. Off to the side, almost hidden, a statue of a cow. And beside it, a headless figure carved in stone. No shrine, just two forgotten sentinels, left to watch nothing except their own worn-out plaques. No one stopped to look. Maybe they didn't see them, or maybe they didn't want to. Near the edge of the site, a new dig had opened, half-buried temples spilling out of the earth like memories the jungle didn't want to keep. There was one more building, off near the exit. He didn't go in. Nobody did. Hunger was winning. He thought about eggs, he thought about coffee, so off we went. As we were carted through the jungle, I had to think, what did it all mean? Maybe nothing. Maybe too much to process in the moment. Some places don't explain themselves. They just press against you, slow and silent like a thumb on glass. Not answers, but fragments. Sensations. The hum of something ancient trying to remember itself through you. You don't leave with truth. You leave with tuning, and if you're lucky, something deep inside shifts a degree, and you may or may not find a little bit of hope or solace before you take your final ride.